What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. You are now tuned to the Doggie Diamonds No Filter podcast. Before I get started with today's dialogue, let me run my intro. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. You are now listening to No Filter podcast. No filter means honesty. If you're afraid of honesty, then this ain't the podcast for you. We gonna be honest today. Yes. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter podcast. I haven't did my podcast in over a week, so I've been lacking. I've been so busy doing the Keep It 1000 show on YouTube. So if you're listening to this right now on the iTunes and all the platforms of streaming besides YouTube, I do a YouTube show daily and I also do the podcast. I do both. So I've been lacking on putting these audios out because I don't want to confuse the Keep It 1000 show with the Doggy Diamonds No Filter. So I've just been keeping them separate. So what happens is I've been on YouTube and I haven't been doing my due diligence with my podcast, but I am correcting that right now. I'm back on my shit doing what I got to do. I have a lot of interviews slated to drop. So I'm working on all those now. But today is Wednesday, the day after election day. All the results is in, the polls in, everything is in. And what killed me was leading up to the elections, leading up to the voting thing, it was so much mumble jumble of whether you voted or not. Did you vote? And I'm like, you know, the issue is with voting to me is that, no, I'll get into that later. Let me get into that later. So the thing was, people, somebody asked me, a good person asked me if I voted, and I responded was, I don't ask people if they voted, nor do I respond if I voted or not. He asked me very innocently. He wasn't trying to be malicious or nothing like that. But it is a big deal to people. People like to ask people, did you vote? And my thing is, it's none of your fucking business if somebody voted or they didn't vote. If somebody voted, that's their business. If they didn't vote, that's their business also. If you voted, I'm not going to sit here and talk shit to you because you voted and you voted, you a sellout, you voted for evil. I'm not doing all that. Your vote is your voice. Whether you choose to use it or not in certain ways, that's on you. It's not my business to tell you whether you voted and you're a piece of shit for voting. I don't know why you voted. You voted for your reason. It's not my place to tell you, oh, you voted, you did this, blah 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 blah, blah, you voted. That's not my place to do that. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. I see you, but I just want to keep it going because this is Doggy Diamonds No Filter, so it's a little different. So people listen back on iTunes and all that, so I can't really engage in the chat room because they're going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? But I do see you. I acknowledge everybody in the chat room. I see you. I will holler at y'all at the end of the show. So, for people who voted, do your thing. That's what you wanted to do. You choose to vote, fine. I do not have, I do not have no, problem with you voting. If you voted, whether you Democrat, Republican, Independent, green, blue, yellow, off-white, or burgundy, that shit is on you. That's none of my business. Then you have people who say, I'm not voting. I'm not voting. Dr. Khalid said, I get it. I get where you at. I get where you at that you didn't vote. That's on you. That is your right for not voting. That's your right. If you chose not to vote, that's on you. That's on you. If you choose not to vote, that is on you. Nobody can bully you into voting. Nobody can make you feel like a piece of shit because you didn't vote. Nobody could say, oh, you didn't vote. This, that, and the third. Our ancestors died for our right to vote. Well, listen. Our ancestors died for many things. How do you pick and choose what you want to hold and uphold what the ancestors died for? The ancestors, straight up and down, died for you to have better housing and better places to live, and you piss in your own elevators. Your ancestors died to not have to get on the back of the bus. And you go right to the back of the bus. So miss me with what the ancestors died for. Stop trying to pick and choose what you want to uphold, what the ancestors died for. And many of you are voting. You don't even know who or what you're voting for. I'm going to admit, Doggie Diamonds, this is me. I don't know about anybody else. I know that I don't have enough education. I don't have enough information on who I should be voting for on certain issues. I spoke to somebody and they said, yo, what I do, I just vote the whole Democratic Party because I'm a Democrat. Now, to me, that's a fucking problem. You can't just vote for somebody because they're a Democrat, because that don't mean that their policy is what going to help you. Shit. Hillary Clinton is a Democrat, right? She called us super predators. She called us super predators. So is that somebody that we should be voting for at any level? So why would I vote Democrat? Oh, because you're black. You're supposed to just be a Democrat. Because the Republicans are the racists and the Democrats aren't, though. Oh, I get it. That's what that is. Oh, the Democrats aren't racist, but the Republicans are. So we automatically are, as black people, we're supposed to be Democrat. Get the fuck out of here with that. You be what you want to be. You vote for who you believe you should vote for, or you don't vote. That is your right. That's what you choose to do or choose not to do. That shit is on you. I seen a celebrity, I think it was Carrie Hilson. If I'm not mistaken, she tweeted, she said, if you didn't vote, you're just useless, you're just a piece of shit. And I'm like, what? Wow. So if you didn't vote, you just a piece of shit? I'm not gonna listen. What happens? Most politicians make promises. Most of them don't keep them. Most of us do not have the education on policies, on bills, amendments. We don't know. Where do you go to get this information? Where is that? That's not pushed to us. This is not what they're trying to get us to learn. They don't want us to know that. They give us nigga shit all day, but then for 364 days, we get stupid shit. And then one day we're supposed to go vote for somebody based off of them being a Democrat or a Republican, but we don't even know what the agenda is. We don't even know what they're trying to do. We don't even know. We have no clue. They keep us in the blind all year round. And I'm not voting for somebody because they black. Ain't Clarence Thomas black? Ain't Clarence Thomas black? So we supposed to just vote for people because they're black? We supposed to just vote for people because they're Democrat? How does that help us? If you don't know what they about, why are you voting for them? Hillary Clinton says she admires Margaret Sanger. Well, who's Margaret Sanger? One of the founders of Planned Parenthood. Now, come on. Do your research. So regardless, I know some people feel like we're all screwed. I know some people feel like Regardless whether you vote or you don't vote, we're screwed. I get that. I understand that. But I say to people, whether you choose to vote or you don't vote, regardless to what, it is still your decision. Every action has a reaction. Every decision that you make affects you and others in some form or fashion. So if you're wondering why there's gentrification in the hood, you're wondering why it's a liquor store on every corner, you're wondering why it's a chicken spot in the hood, did you know that I found out via Charles Barron because I actually went to somebody who I trusted in politics. And I spoke to Charles Barron, and he let me know that for certain businesses to come into neighborhoods, city council has to approve it. So when you see all these things in your neighborhood, city council approved it. City council is the one that allowed some of these businesses to come in your neighborhood. So if you have these businesses in your neighborhood, you got to go to your city council and say, yo, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? So that vote might count. That vote might count. But again, that is something that you use at your discretion. You do that if you feel like it. You do that if you want to, not because you feel like you're being bullied. I had people look at me, I voted, I haven't voted, I've been on both sides of the fence. And both sides of the fence, I told people to kiss my ass. If I'm going to go inside of this school and pull this lever, then that's what I'm going to do. If I'm not going to go in this school and pull this lever, then that's what I'm not going to do. But you not going to make me feel like I'm superior or inferior because I chose to do one or the other. Who the fuck are you? But I also know that there's certain things that I need to educate myself on when voting. And I think many of us, like I said before, don't have that education on when to vote, who to vote for, because we don't know nothing about midterms. We think midterms is some shit in the middle of the school year in school that you taking before your finals. We don't know nothing about that. Who's educating us on that? Where is that education at in this entertainment thing that we all engulfed in? Where is that at? Because we know who's the Forbes cash cows are. We know who said this about who. We know who went in on who. We know what Instagram model had her titty out. We know what Instagram model got amount of followers. We know who got beef with who. We know who got the most amount of money. We know who's number one on Billboard. We know who got this amount of views. We know all of these things. But when it comes to politics, we know nothing. And many of us washed our hands with it because we don't understand. And then when we get somebody put in front of us that we think, yes, we got one, they turn into them. The true agenda comes out. So many of us just wash our hands. But I'm just saying to people, you have to pick and choose what you're going to do because you can't stand around and do nothing. But then I also don't want you to do something feeling like you're doing nothing and doing the wrong thing. So next year, if you chose not to vote this year, cool. Next year, you decide you want to vote. I say educate yourself. Sort out the information. The information is there. But just know that you're not going to get it in the places that you look on a day-to-day basis. It ain't going to be on the Shade Room. It ain't on Revolt TV. It ain't in some of these podcasts. It ain't there. You're going to have to seek and look for it because there is things that you need to vote on. And I say this to people also. If your vote don't count, and if your vote don't matter, why do they keep trying to stop you from voting? Always think about that. And still, whether you choose to or not, that's your thing. But for some reason, they don't want you to vote. Some reason, they keep trying to take away your right to vote. Some reason, they keep finding new ways for you not to vote. They keep coming up with more laws. They keep coming up with new amendments. They keep having to have the discussion over and over or whether you're able to vote. Something is fucking with them. And when I say them and you, I mean black people. I'm not talking about everybody and criminals. Because if you did a crime, you paid your debt to society and you got to pay taxes and you got to do all this shit, you should be able to goddamn vote. This is a fact. How do you lose your right to vote because you committed a crime that you might have committed a long time ago? You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not going to bully you if you did. I'm not going to bully you if you didn't. I'm just going to say, please educate yourself. Please educate yourself. I didn't know that you could vote judges out. I didn't know. I think judges. I didn't know that you could vote district attorneys out. I think that was one of the first times I voted. It was a district attorney that fried a couple of my homies. I don't even want to say their name. I mean the district attorney. So I was doing petitions for somebody. And petitions is signatures that you had to go around and get. And I was doing petitions because I always dealt with city council. So I seen this man's name on the ballot. I was like, oh hell no, he gotta get out of here. I know for a fact that he was frying a couple of my homeboys. Some of them guilty. You know, I don't be like free guilty people. You know what I'm saying? That's not right. I don't want to see my people. I don't want to see my people in jail, but shit, you do fucked up shit. Sometimes you got to go to jail for that. You got caught. I ain't going to be like, you know, that's like, you know, we having certain morals. Like, free the person who killed 10 people, but don't free the rapist. So how you pick and choose who you want to free? You know what I'm saying? That shit is dumb to me. Free the innocent. How about that? Free the people who got railroaded. Free the people, free the political prisoners. But anyway, if you vote or you don't vote, it's your goddamn business. It's your business. It's your right to your right not to. It's your voice. Depending on how you want to use your voice. Shit, if you could sing, that don't mean you should make a rap album. That don't mean you should make a rap album. And at the end of it all, education is the key. You had campaigns. You had vote or die. You had vote or die where you literally, if you don't vote, you're going to die. What type of shit is that to tell people? Either you vote or you're going to die. And then you start looking at individuals and you say, well, I don't want nothing to do with this piece of shit. So if he's a part of some type of campaign or he's a part of something with this voting shit, I don't want nothing to do with it because I know this individual is a scumbag. So, I seen Killer Mike with Bernie Sanders, going hard for Bernie Sanders. I seen people going hard for Hillary Clinton. I seen many rappers before he became president going hard for Trump. Trump is in mad rhymes. Trump is in mad songs, mad rhymes. But see, look, this is what I always say to people. Be careful who you big up. Be careful who you push forth, because once you make people love something, you can't take it away from them and say, oh, don't love it no more. I say that to people all the time. People introduce me to somebody and you make me rock with them, and then you say, oh, I don't rock with them no more. Don't fuck with them. Well, you made me rock with them. How am I just going to just stop? I can't just cold turkey stop dealing with somebody. You made me love somebody. Now I'm supposed to hate them? Obama, allegedly the first black president, out of his mouth said, I listen to rappers like Young Jeezy. I will never get over that, because I was like, you listen to the Snowman? You listen to the Snowman? I'm confused. Okay, so you listen to the rapper who talks about getting bricks of cocaine for 17.5 a key. That's who you listen to? I'm confused. So I guess we're supposed to fuck with a president that listens to made albums like Trap or Die, Thug Motivate. I'm just confused. Then I guess he made my president is black, so I guess that's what made him cool. But I mean, you don't say out of your fucking mouth, because what if Donald Trump says, hey, I listen to what musicians is like a fucking I don't know many musicians that's a known racist, but I guess Kid Rock. I can't really call Kid Rock a racist, but he just seems like a scumbag to me for whatever reason. But if Donald Trump just say, hey, I listen to Kid Rock, we gonna look at him like a piece of shit. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather did say that Trump was loved until he ran for president. People was watching, what's that? You're Fired. People was watching that shit. Yo, people made Donald Trump famous. Then when he became the president, everybody was like, yo, hate him. And I was trying to figure out, okay, y'all all told us to love him. Y'all put him on all his music. He got so many pictures with celebrities. What was his wife's name? Marla Maples. Ivana Trump. He was a part of boxing. He was visible. He was everywhere. Then they was like, hate him. He's orange. Dump him. Get rid of him. And I was like, okay. What you need to do is you need to explain to people why they should get rid of Trump. Not because it's some bandwagon shit. Explain it why. And if you explain it to people, I think they might be able to comprehend. But I don't think everybody's able to comprehend because it seemed like some bandwagon shit. And I'm not a follower. I'm not pro-Trump. My issue with Trump, the president, is how he handled the Central Park 5 thing. I've had an issue with him since then. And I have an issue with him today because he took out a full-page article in the New York Times condemning the Central Park Five, and them guys was innocent. And those guys was innocent. So that's my issue with him. And it was since then, and is always going to be to this day. How he did the Central Park Five. Look it up. And that was then. And people still putting him in records and bigging him up. But next year, 2019, 2020, when it's this time of the year again, and everybody start, because everybody always want to talk about the ancestors. This time of the year, and maybe Black History Month, they want to start talking about the ancestors. The ancestors, my ancestors. And I'm like, well, I don't think your ancestors did some of the shit you doing, but you do it. So when do you think about your ancestors? Somebody asked me a very important question. Kawan Boyer asked me, yo, Doggie, what do you think is worse? Not voting or misinformed vote? See, that's tough. That's very, very tough, because I would say, me personally, this is my personal opinion, being that you asked me, I would think a misinformed vote. Because I think a lot of people was voting for Hillary, the woman that call us super predators. For people like myself and some of my peers, and even people who are not my peers, and some of the things that I partook in the street, but they're classified and vilified just because of how they look and where they're from. So, again, voting is very important when you know who and what you're voting for. And I damn sure would not vote for a goddamn sticker. I'm damn sure not going to go vote to get a sticker and then post it all over social media, acting like I'm holier than thou because I voted. And they gave me a sticker like I'm in second fucking grade that just finished all his homework or got 100 on his test. Not going to do me like that. I'm not going to parade around that I voted and look down at you through my shades because you didn't. Also, I'm not going to sit in the house and pop shit and make you feel like shit, or make you feel like you some sellout coon, or all these other words that come up with these buzzwords that we don't even know the fucking meaning of correctly, because you went and you decided to vote, because you might be one of the ones who's educated. It ain't my place to talk shit about you because you voted. It ain't my place to look at you funny style because you voted. You could have went in there and voted Republican. How am I argue with you and tell you why you should be a Democrat? If you a Democrat, how am I argue with you, telling you why you should be a Republican? Look, they got Democrats, they got Republicans, they got liberals, they got conservatives, they got left, they got right. Who knows about all that shit? Could somebody really say, I know what all these things mean. I know what all these terms mean. I know that this group stands for this, but they're Democrats, but they're also liberals. And then you got Democrats that are conservatives. And could somebody tell me that you know all of that for sure? So I'm not gonna keep y'all here all day, but I am gonna say this: do what you feel like you need to do. Don't feel guilty for doing. Don't feel guilty for don'ting. That's my word. I made that up. Don'ting. Yo, I was looking at the news because I like to see the results, right? And I was like, damn, there's some Crip and blood shit. I'm like, it's red everywhere. The whole United States is blood. Because if you didn't know any better, this is what I'm saying. This is how miseducated we are. When we look at red and blue, we automatically think gang. And I already gave y'all the science of red and blue, how they're automatically enemy colors. Red and blue is automatically enemy colors. What color was the British wearing? What color was the Americans wearing? Red and blue. In the blue corner, boxing. In the red corner, boxing. What color is the can of Coke? What color is the can of Pepsi? What color is Democrat? What color is Republican? Crips, Bloods. It's always red versus blue. It's always red versus blue. So you caught up in some gang shit on a higher level because they gangs too. They gangs too. They red or blue. So again, do what you feel that you need to do. Educate yourself as much as possible. If you don't know, don't make mistakes based off of being pressured. Don't go somewhere doing something because it's cool, because somebody else is doing it, or because you want a sticker, or don't sit in the house with your lip poked out on some I'm blackety 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 black shit and I'm not voting because. Don't go vote because somebody's black. Don't go vote because somebody's Democrat. Don't not vote because somebody's Republican. Do what you feel that you need to do. Use your own discretion as a man and a woman. And that's it. That's it. I've never, in all my years of going to vote, I've never seen a bunch of, maybe it's in their neighborhoods though. Maybe, so let me act like let me not act like this is for sure. But I've never seen a bunch of Asians going to vote. Maybe they have voting places in their neighborhood, so I'm not gonna be stupid. And if I don't really know any better. But they, being that I guess we don't live in the same neighborhoods, their zone would be different. But it's people who control shit that I don't be seeing them vote. And they be having their own towns, blocks, banks, police force, everything. And maybe they do vote. Maybe they vote in their areas. But I never saw it. So maybe, maybe, again, this is the part of the miseducation that we have that we need to be informed on. Not just this time of the year. Shit, you might have Crips. You might have Crips won't vote because the other motherfuckers is red. No, I think the Crips is red, right? No, who's red and blue? See, I don't even know. This is what I'm saying. I don't even know. I have no idea. But I know one is red and one is blue. I'm not even sure. But they might not vote. This is what I'm saying. No, I know the Bloods is red, but I'm talking about the Democrats and Republicans. What is the Democrats? The Republicans is red, okay, and the Democrats is blue. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I know the Crips and Bloods. I know those colors. I'm talking about the Democrats and Republicans, not not the gangs. I know the damn gangs. So the Democrats is blue. So you might have, Crips who not voting for Democrat because they red, and then you have people who are, really, really, I'm not gonna say stupid, but misinformed. They might really be like that. But I been gave y'all the science of red and blue. Gave y'all that a long time ago. Remember in the Matrix, what color was the pills that they gave you? What color was the pills that the choices that you had in the Matrix? What color were the pills? It's always red versus blue. And I ain't just a talking head. I don't get on here acting like, I know everything. And I'm admitting today that there's certain things I don't know. But what I do know, I like to spread it. Hopefully, it becomes infectious and everybody starts looking into it and everybody starts studying and teaching the younger people under us. Because some of the people my age and my peers are very, very, roses are red, violets are blue. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But at the end of the day, many people are just very ignorant. And they're ignorant in their responses. And they're ignorant in their arrogance of whether they did or didn't do something. And that's just your choice. Whether you did or didn't do something. It's not, it's not for you to shit on people. So with that, I'm Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. You rate on iTunes. If you're not on iTunes and you have an Android, this is on Google. This is on Spotify. This is on Stitcher. This is on Castbox. This is on iHeartRadio. This is on TuneIn. This is on every streaming platform that you can get your fingers on. I'm on there. So there is no way that you should say, I never heard your podcast before. And also, people, stop being selfish. Stop being selfish. If your homie need to hear this, tell your homie. The biggest promotion is word of mouth. There is not a Twitter campaign I can run. There is not a Facebook campaign, or IG campaign I could run bigger than a running mouth. A running mouth is bigger than anything. So again, if you like what I'm saying, you like what I'm doing, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Get those likes up. If you subscribed and you never know when I'm live, make sure you hit that bell next to the subscribe button and you will get the notifications when I'm going live. If you're new here and you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you got all the platforms, if you got iTunes, this comes on iTunes also. If you don't have time to go to YouTube and you just want to hear the audio, you can hear it on iTunes. You can hear it on various platforms. I'm on everything. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere. Doggie Diamonds, Doggie. Gaming channel coming soon. Working on that now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who donated. Shout out to everybody who donates. Shout out to everybody who donated. Shout out to all my Patreons. Shout out to everybody, man. Your support is very, very appreciated. Shout out to everybody who buys the merch, who bought a hat from me, who bought a t-shirt, who bought anything. I got street verified t-shirts. I got hoodies. I got snapbacks. I got Scullies. I got everything. Shout out to everybody who support me. And I got another big surprise that I'm working on. And that's what it is. So with that, I'm Doggie Diamonds. I got to go. About to run the outro. Y'all take care. All right. I got to get the fuck out of here. Thank you for listening to Doggie Diamonds No Filter Podcast. If you like this podcast, make sure you share this. Spread the word. Talk about it. Argue with me. I don't give a fuck what you do. Leave a comment. This is Doggie Diamonds. I'm out of here. See you on the next podcast. Peace.
Doggie Diamonds did this. Doggie Diamonds did this.